Okay, I think I'm live. Let me put the glasses on just in case you guys leave some comments. I'm doing an experiment, so I want to know how this looks, if it's good and clear video. Sometimes I get very poor video, but according to my internet signal, this should be strong enough. The sun's going down, so I've had to add lights to the room here. So as soon as I get some people on, looks like I've got one. Welcome. If you can see and hear me okay, let me know. I'm on my laptop this time as opposed to my phone, so I've got a better view of the chat. There's so much stuff going on in the world that I decided to go ahead and talk about it here. A lot of times I'll put stuff in my videos, but some people like to watch the first part, some people like to watch the end, and I'm saying things that are important throughout. I need to probably organize it. I used to do this in the studio, but I like doing it here now. Let's see. Okay. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this. This is, like I said, every time I come up on here, I seem to try to do an experiment and see if it works. Let me go ahead and drop a note in the chat. Let's see. Laptop is a little bit different than the phone, so I got to make sure I can do this right. And we've got a couple more people joining in. One of the things that I wanted to do is to show you what it looks like. Jesus Christ, Yeshua, my Messiah. That applies to all of us, yes. Hello. And for love and lemons. Yeah, I'm doing a live. I'm trying this. This is my first attempt to do a live on my laptop. Normally I do it on my phone, and I have a hard time following. Born for this, greetings, yes. So here now I can see all your comments off to the side. I can follow, I can scroll forward and back if I miss something. You can let me know if I miss something. So my question to you now is this video clear? And can you hear me well? Okay, watching from Israel. Yeah, sounds good, great. Okay. I would love to be there, but I think I'm going to have to wait for the new one, which we're all going to get to live in, all of us Christians. If you're not a Christian and you're watching this, I hope I scare the hell out of you, literally. Things are really heating up. I've got other people using, Glenn Beck used the chessboard analogy that I've used, so that was fun to see him do that. Richard Berry, hi. Yep. Yeah, Halloween is going to be, I've talked about the rapture not being tied to a Jewish holiday. We're still in the church age. Got a plane flying by. This place is busy for being out in the middle of nowhere. Anyhow, I keep saying that it's not tied to a Jewish holiday. We had some fun over the last few holidays, watching and talking with people, but that's not the message I'm getting. The Jewish day or week that they're going to be having all these tribulation events happen in isn't until we're out of here. And until we're out of here, we're still on the Gentile age. So what date would Satan pick? If Satan was picking the date to attack, I think he'd pick Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas. He'd pick a Gentile date, not a Jewish date. It would be nice to get out of here soon. Yeah, as everybody is, Richard. So I am blessed to have enough to do what I do. And I happen to enjoy what I do, and that's the good thing. I know Barry's got that down as still being in the Feast of Tabernacles. I don't care. We could have the Feast of Tabernacles and Passover every day for the next 1,000 years, and I guarantee it's not going to be a rapture on those dates. Satan is going to be given the keys to the city. He's going to be told, here, go after these people. Follow the rules. You know what your limitations are. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to come after us. We're the child in Revelation 12. And after he goes after us, then he's going to go after Israel. So all the stuff that's going on over there, you don't have to worry about Russia at all. If you're worried about the war, nothing's going to happen to Russia because Russia's part of the Magog War, and so they can't be destroyed. We're not mentioned. We might be destroyed. China could be. Yeah, I've traveled all over the world, and I've traveled in all but 3 states in the United States, so I don't need to travel anymore. And I really don't want to get too far from my home here. I'm still looking at some family here, and I'm more and more confident that whatever is going to happen is going to happen very, very soon. And when it does, I don't want to be too far from family here. I really don't have family in the rest of the country. I have nieces and nephews and distant family, but immediate family is here. My older son, though, is in the more affluent suburbs of Chicago, and I think he's out far enough in the country he'll be okay. The people that I'm worried about now are people that are in the big cities. They're talking nuclear war. If we get hit with anything, you don't want to be in the big city. My video for tomorrow, I talk a little bit about it at the end because I was watching somebody else on YouTube talking about the minutes and seconds after a nuclear war or an EMP bomb. An EMP bomb would actually be to a benefit. It would knock us completely offline, off grid, but it wouldn't destroy us. You know, most people can't fight. We have an army, but most people can't fight. There's, people in the country with guns that can defend themselves, but not against an army. And you really, if you're trying to take over the world, you don't want to destroy the world because then you got to take care of rebuilding it. And you don't want to do that. So I was going to kind of read, I pulled up my channel here on YouTube. And I just want you to see some of the stuff that I've got here. Okay, so let me refresh this so I get a fresh list. These are the videos that are coming up on my channel. Well, obviously the first one is mine because we're live. But I've got The Watchman. I don't know if you watch him, but Eric Stakelbeck. He gives us news from Israel, and he works for an American news channel here, so you can see him. But Israel eliminates a Lion's Den terror leader. They're still trying to cause trouble over there, so they just did that, I think, yesterday. We got somebody up here using the prophet Ezekiel, 2022 edition. They're talking about 1/3 will fall. That's end time stuff. That's big stuff. We got 1/4 going to fall in one, and 1/3 in another. It's almost half. I'm over here on Hope for Our Times. Most people have no idea what's coming. That's what Tom Hughes. These are what the videos that are coming up on I don't know what your feed looks like, but my feed's very in time oriented, Christian oriented, so I'm getting a lot of this stuff. DTBM, Discover the Book Ministries, 2 dire warnings Jesus gives us about the end of our lives. So that's a message to look at. Another one over here, Amir Safate, breaking news, will a dirty bomb be used in Ukraine? So these are the things that people are interested in. They're getting lots of views. Let me check back over here. Greetings from Virginia. Yes, hello. And yeah, I've talked about that before because I worked for an aerospace firm and we had bunkers to go to. And I told everybody, if that happens, I'm just going to head to ground zero. I don't want to be around. We don't want to be around, not in a full-fledged nuclear attack. Now, they may try the dirty bombs. They may try the EMP. It still won't be nice. I don't think we're going to go through any of that. Free palm reading. Yep. Yeah, Tom Hughes is good. It's interesting to note that many of the good preachers that are out there, Jack Hibbs, Tom Hughes, the other ones that are in California, and that's where they're preaching from, in the craziest state in the country, and that's where they're at. Freya Rain, hello. Okay, back to my headlines. These go on. It's just indefinite. You're going to see all this stuff. I have another, there's a lady and her husband that I follow, Appalachia's Homestead with Patera. And she's talking about, in this particular video, it's put your money where your mouth is. Go out and help people right now where people need it. People are going to have trouble paying their heating bills. And so she's got a challenge up. But she's talking about, they have a farm. And she's talking about prepping, getting everything ready, storing up. They put extra hay in their barns for the animals. They've already gone through and collected their seeds. It's just one of those things where everybody who's doing any watching knows to do something at home. We know our government bought $300 million approximately worth of a special anti-radiation drug. It's got an 18-month shelf life, and it has to be refrigerated entirely. Let's see, we got Israel just got a warning from Russia. That's Calvary Chapel Hill. I got a game up here called Fallout, appropriate for the times. Let's see what else we got. We got more hurricanes. Today we had a 5 earthquake in San Jose, California. It's a moderate quake. It's not a big one, but it did do some damage, and it probably puts everybody on edge, which seems like everything that's happening today is putting people on edge. Tipping point with Jimmy Evans. God help us. You can't magically change your gender. The world's going crazy. We have our new Prime Minister in UK, Rishi Sunak. Sounds Indian. It's interesting that they bring somebody from a foreign country to be a prime minister. Now, he may be British, I don't know. But with a name like that, his parents aren't. Back to Discover the Book Ministry. In today's world, more people are thinking about nuclear war than anything else. It is just getting bad. The World as We Know It Is Over by Perry Stone. He's a little out there, but he's got good messages, so check him out. What else we got here? they're talking about some things coming back to life. I don't know about that, like, well, La Brea tar pits in LA. We know dinosaurs came out of that, or at least mastodons and saber-tooths and things like that. I've seen them, but it's a cauldron that they got trapped into. Are they going to come back? They just recently, I think it was with a guinea pig or a frog, I don't remember, probably a guinea pig, mixed human DNA with that of a critter. That can't go over good. We know what happened with the Nephilim. Okay, coming back to my chat here. Well, obviously it depends on the size of the tidal wave. I think in general the East Coast would probably be okay because there's really nothing there except for the ocean floor, which is very deep. I'm looking maybe along the line of the Mediterranean would be a problem because all those islands. We saw the Japan one live if you were watching the video. That ended up being only 10 or 15 feet above the land, but that much water coming in just did an amazing amount of destruction. So I would be a couple hundred feet up away from the beach as possible. There's Sedona. Yeah, plenty of palm readers. Yeah, Jesus will get us through this. We just have to hang on. James Cadet, yep, he's good. J.D. Farag over in Hawaii, I like him. There's a number of people that are out there that are online. I try to watch a video from everybody. Hello, Kathy. Much more of the time, yep. I've been to Hawaii a number of times. My sister used to live there. My light is going down, and I'm afraid that I'm going to be invisible here. I'm obviously inside, and I do have a light in here, but there's no outside light. It's almost gone. So I'll try to do this as long as I can. This was an experiment. I have other lights with me in the car because I have my camera gear. I guess I could set that up, and I might if I do this. I'm here for a week or so, so I might try to do this again. And any time that we're looking at stories like this, the world is awake. It's paying attention. The general news, we got conspiracy theories about the election coming up. Both sides are claiming the other one's fixing the election. Well, in my history of the big D's, typically whenever they're blaming somebody for something, they're doing it worse. That's just the way they operate. It's the lies of Satan. City prepping news. There's a debacle we're facing as issues merge. Is there anything too difficult for the Lord? Of course not. There's not. But the world is not going to be accepting any of it. So we're going to get all of it until we're pulled out of here, which has got to be soon. Another movie pop up on my list here, staying in the sign of the times, Apocalypse Now. I guess we're heading for something like that. Love the smell of napalm in the morning. And it doesn't smell good. It smells like kerosene gas. And yeah, if that's what you're smelling, you're in trouble. They use napalm because the forestry was so much over there that you could have a whole platoon hiding behind a bunch of trees and you wouldn't even know it. So you step out and you get your company wiped out. More of a Tom Hughes prophecy update. This is unbelievable. He talks about stuff. In Israel, they claim to have used the red heifers and have gone through and anointed the priests. They're ready to build the temple. In order for that to happen, they're going to have somebody quiet the Shiites at least. The Sunnis seem to be, amenable to bringing things back together, but The Shiites don't. The Shiites are still working on the bomb. I always thought they'd be the first one to release it, but they're not. They're not releasing a bomb yet, but they're supplying drones to Russia. And Israel just took out a drone manufacturing plant in Syria. So it's getting real over there. We had another shooting in a school. That's terrible. What else we got? Someone's had a visit from an angel. Be careful. Dreams and angels and things like that. Jesus warned us, don't be deceived. It doesn't mean that what you experience isn't real, but just be careful. Perry Stone is asking, is this being done on purpose? Yep, unfortunately. God warned us about this. All kinds of stuff going on. Somebody asked, where's the rapture in the Bible? Well, it's in a number of places, and there's 3 raptures. Another one that I like on here is Jan Markell, and she has guests. Hers is kind of a radio ministry, but she has guests on, and they are always good guests. Here she's on with Jack Hibbs. That's a few days ago. So, okay, the bottom line is this is not sneaking up on the world. The world is going to be fully aware of what's happening. And if they don't have Christ, they're going to be scared to death. So we need to tell them. And you can't be scared to death either and tell them anything. If you're not happy and joyous and dealing with everything going on, you don't want to present a message like that to them. So make sure your life is together first. We have nothing to worry about. We will have tribulation. We will feel the labor pains, but it's not time yet. The time is the birth, and that's the time we don't know. And Satan's coming down with 1/3 of his angels. So I'm sure he's already prepared for that. He's prepping them. That's right. As long as we trust in Jesus, we're going to be okay. But what I keep harping on lately is this is not a time to wander off. This is not a time to go, I'm going to go do this. You may have had plans of doing this. You know, I've been talking about going out west. I may not make it. I'm hovering now close by home just in case something happens. But like I mentioned in my video for tomorrow morning, what are we going to do? I am 4 hours away from home by car. What if my car won't run? Well, I'm sorry that you're suffering. Jesus should help you in that area. But you may not have to be out talking to anyone. You can talk on the phone if you're able. You can, people come by. There are home ministries for people, and get them to come in, talk to them, even if they're already Christians. Talk to them about a common topic that you're both fond of. Find ways to talk to people. Don't allow yourself to be isolated. That's a trap that the devil's put on you. So break out from that trap. Find a way to get people over. You can have a home study. You can do an online study. Get a Zoom meeting together with some friends that might also be homebound. There's ways that you can reach out. And I pray that you find a way. Yeah, Titus was pretty good. I like to read him from time to time. I have read the Bible all the way through a couple of times, but to me, I don't retain that way. I study by topic, and then I jump all over, and I study that way. It's better for me. I can remember topics, but I can't remember individuals as well. So, let's see. Can't wait to go home, as we all. Okay, so I'm starting to get darker and darker as it gets darker and darker outside. I can turn the light more in my face, but then I can't see. That's too much. Okay. I think it's getting too dark in here for me to continue this, so let me hold the light where I can see myself. And I'll say goodbye to everybody. Stay focused on Jesus. Don't take your eye off of him. You can do amazing things focusing on Jesus. Peter walked on water until he took his eyes off of him. And we can do things greater than what Jesus did if we keep our eyes on him and he wants us to do them. Okay, Freya, you got people praying for you, so wait for what God gives you in the way of an opportunity and take it. He wants us all to have a good life and to help others while we're doing it. Memorizing verses for most people is probably the best way to get your message together. I find I can't. My memorization is excellent for short term. That's how I can pick up a script and read it and say my lines. 5 minutes after I say it, I don't remember what I said. A lot of you leave me comments on my videos, and I don't remember. I have to go back and watch to see if I can pick out what you were talking about. Once I turn this off, I probably won't remember. I try to channel Jesus as much as I can, and so therefore I don't pay attention. I'm just trying to let him out. I can't come up with a video every day on my own, different topic. Even if the topic stays the same, if I'm staying in a book, it's hard to do this. I'm reading some more of the comments here. Yeah, everybody pray for Freya because there's someone who needs some help. 2 or more are gathered together. We've got 27 here on the channel right now for an impromptu video. I'll be better off set up. I've got my tripods in the car. I didn't know if this would work. And lights, LED lights I can put up. I've even got reflectors and things. So I got all the things I need. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. More people suffering at the age. I mean, I'm almost 70, so I understand some of these ailments. God is helping us to deal with these. He may or may not take them away. Paul prayed for his thorn in his side to be removed, and he was told that he wouldn't. God wouldn't do it because he would get too prideful. So whatever we're dealing with, it's for our own benefit. So be happy with it as much as you possibly can. Fruit of the Spirit is joy. We've got to allow it to come through. But those that are suffering, God can comfort. God says, I'm sending you the Comforter. That's the Spirit. There's no reason that anybody should be suffering. You just have to move as close to God as you can. And I tell you how to do that all the time. Start your day with Jesus, prayer for forgiveness. We have our daily prayer. You don't have to preach that every day or pray that every day, but that's a template. You get in the Word, go about whatever God's having you do, come back to the Word, and finish off your day with Jesus. If you do all that, it will help you to deal with whatever else you're dealing with. All right, and I do this all the time with God, but I'm going to go ahead and pray here. For you, we ask God to help you If he can heal you, that would be great. If he can remove the pain, that would be the greatest of all. Help him to give you something in the way of his ministry to do that will eliminate the pain. Take your mind off of it at least. But whatever God can do in his greatness and his mercies, we're asking for you. So believe it, accept it. It will come. Those are tough ailments, but there's nothing that God can't deal with. All right, I'm going to end this stream now. I've got to think my image is barely readable, and I'll do better next time with the video with the lights. God bless. Stay close to God. This is the time you don't want to wander off. Thank you.